Hey everybody, my name is Lisa and I'm the Crafty Goddess. Hello and welcome. If you're new to this channel, uh, good to have you. Thanks for stopping by. Welcome. I make stuff, I buy stuff to make stuff, I do haul videos, sometimes I mess around in the kitchen. It's been a little too hot to do that lately, but we'll see. Maybe I might do some more kitchen experiments in the future. But if you would like, you're more than welcome to hit the like and subscribe buttons while you're here. If you are a returning visitor, welcome back. Good to see you again. I wasn't intending on doing a video because unfortunately I've been crazy busy with everything. Um, by everything, I mean everything on this side of the camera. There's been a lot of stuff that I've been trying to take care of and deal with. And yeah, but I figured the subject of today's video, I figured that it was imperative um, in light of recent events. For those of you who are unfamiliar with a company named Aberdeen's Wool, they are a yarn company based in Fenelon Falls, which is northeast-ish from me. It's in cottage country here in the province of Ontario, and they're a lovely company. I've been ordering from them for a few years now. I've got several haul videos from Aberdeen's Wool. I think I've got a playlist. If not, I'll create one and then I'll drop it down. Um, they're a wonderful, female-led company. They're independent. They're amazing. They are LGBTQ friendly and positive, and one of the coolest companies I've ever ordered from. When I first started ordering from them, they offered a $5 flat rate shipping across North America, not just Canada, but the States as well. They had to bump it up to 10 in recent history because, everything's gone up, unfortunately. So they've had to up their postage as well, which is completely understandable. I mean, a $10 flat shipping rate for whatever you can get from Aberdeen's Wool, that's completely reasonable. Um, but they are also known for their mystery bags. There are so many YouTubers I can think of just off the top of my head that have done mystery bag haul videos from Aberdeen's Wool, the likes of, Crystal at Bag O' Day Crochet, Gary at Urban Yarn, Diane at My Pink Bathtub Knits, Mama G Gear. Oh gosh, there's so many others. Of course, as soon as I start naming names, I forget them all. Like I said, I've done a few as well. My sister and I have ordered a few mystery bags, and they were always wonderful. I really liked the mystery bags because they were a great way to experiment with yarn that I've never used before. Like when I would order from Aberdeen's Wool, I would just get like the premier yarns that I thought would be cool to use for this, that, and the other. But the mystery bags would come with different types of yarns. Like I've gotten yarns from companies like Rowan and Barocco in my mystery bags, and it's, as I said, it's a great way to introduce somebody to a yarn that they've never used before, or maybe they never thought of using. um, it was a great way to experiment, and the bags that I got at the beginning, they gave enough yarn to make like a decent enough project, like 2 or 3 balls of yarn instead of like an oddment here and there, like one ball, this, that, whatever. I think their last few mystery bags were more like that, but it was still enough yarn that I could play with. I think I've also gotten yarn from Cascade in my mystery bags as well. I'm not sure, so please don't quote me on that. But they carry some of the more what they call like bougie yarns, like Barocco, although Barocco is quite wonderful. But Aberdeen's Wool also has their own yarn line called Tangled Poets. That's another name I forget. Yes, no, more names to add to the list of Aberdeen's Wool enthusiasts. Folks like Craig at Fiber Spider, Russ, It's Raining Yarn. I remember when Russ was advertising his Christmas Advent boxes, like these big, beautiful kits. I unfortunately didn't get one because I was severely lacking in funds last year, just going back to work after taking almost a year off to deal with a chronic illness. But I did see Fiber Spider's openings of the advent calendar that Russ made, and it just looks so cool. And I love that he used all the mini skeins from Aberdeen's Wool as part of it. Just the color range is just amazing and just absolutely delicious. There's no other way I can put it. The Tangled Poets yarn is also absolutely beautiful. I personally never ordered any, but I've seen, like, I've got a couple of friends who have ordered it, and I've seen it up close, and just Yeah, the colorways that those folks come up with, just mwah, beautiful. But unfortunately, I saw a media post come up, a social media post, sorry, come up from Aberdeen's Wool Company last night on my Facebook feed. And again, for those who may be familiar with Aberdeen's Wool, will know that Heather, one of the main spearheads of the company, if not the main spearhead herself, has been battling a chronic illness for quite a while. I don't know what the chronic illness is, and I'm not going to ask because it's personal. I am a bit of an open book on my channel, but I respect other people's right to privacy. I sincerely hope that Heather didn't have to go through anything I went through, but either way, I do send her my condolences and well wishes and hope that she gets better sooner than later and has more good days than bad days. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to be coming soon, according to their post. I am still trying to familiarize myself with video editing and whatnot, so unfortunately, I just have to read the message from my phone, the post, I should say. I'm going to read it in its entirety, and it's a little lengthy, but it's very cohesive and coherent. And there's a couple of links that are posted in this um, post that I will be posting at the bottom, like in the comment section here. So let me just, it was posted, it said 18 hours ago, so sometime last night. So here we go. This is by far the hardest social media post slash customer email I have ever written. I will apologize now for the brutal honesty, but I can't do this any other way. It would be incredibly inauthentic and counter to the way I live my life and speak. It is with the heaviest of hearts and the most broken spirit that I must announce that Aberdeen's Wool will be closing our virtual doors. Just a little side piece in here. Aberdeen's Wool was a brick and mortar store. I believe they switched to exclusively doing online store stuff just around and after the pandemic for understandable reasons. But it looks like the online store is going to be closing as well. Let me just get back to the post here. For more than 13 years, my life was entwined in every aspect of the woolly wonderland that began as a small one-room shop to our current existence of an online yarn retailer, with grand dreams of creating an amazing yarn space surrounded by fields full of sheep and baby lambs to feed. At the end of the day, this is entirely my fault. For that, I cannot apologize enough. This in no way reflects my employees, who are amazing women. I naively structured Aberdeen's to operate only with me at the helm. It's just what we did. When we opened, I was the only employee, and as we grew, I just never changed that part. Then I got sick, and it crushed us. I have spent 50 nights in hospital, away from family and my home. Often several hours away from home, as our rural hospital was not equipped to deal with my illness. At 48 years old, I never dreamed I would become this ill. The majority of the last 3 months have seen me bedridden, walking aided by a walker, only able to shower if someone is home, and have family organizing my medication. To be entirely transparent, I would have sent this notice sooner. However, I was mostly unable to communicate clearly or string together a sentence that made any sort of sense. As a family, this is devastating on many levels. First, my husband and daughter have had to become caregivers, and we have had to make the devastating decision to sell off most of our livestock to help cover some of the expenses of an illness like this can cause. Only exasperated by being uninsured in any way, and because I am self-employed, I do not qualify for any benefits. Also, we lost all of our summer festival income, which makes this decision a necessity. It will take years to rebuild our sheep flock, and I can't bear to think about them all being loaded onto a truck never to return. I can't even imagine how heartbreaking this is, and I completely hear you on the, like I work for a company where I do have insurance, but there are some costs that just do not get recouped at all, and from my experience being on something called employment insurance, which we pay into, we get 55% of our income back to us, and it doesn't last nearly enough. So when that runs out, there was nothing except my GoFundMe. So I hear you on the trying to make ends meet and making some heartbreaking decisions. I completely get it. Just get back to the post here. Of course, we would do anything to keep Aberdeen's going and make it Canada's best online retailer, but unfortunately, without a Hail Mary, that is no longer an option. It breaks my heart. This was my dream life, and I loved every moment of it. Even the tough moments seem like rays of light tonight, because coming to terms with what feels like erasing the last 13 plus years of my life is heart-wrenching. There is good news in this message. Tangled Poets will continue. This way, our employees will not become unemployed, and we can grow this portion of our business into something even more amazing than it is. And we have big plans for Tangled Poets, and it is a portion of our business that we have complete control over. Since we manufacture this yarn, we only need to make some modifications and obtain some new equipment to allow me to dye yarn again. I have missed this so much that I can't even begin to explain. We will continue with our mystery bags. They will be reactivated on our website tomorrow. That was posted yesterday, so today. Mystery Skeins, July's theme will be Skeins of Hope. And of course, our Advent calendar / holiday boxes. This year's theme is Season of Light and Peace. And as a side note, if you want to get a sneak peek of what the Aberdeen's Wool Advent calendar looks like, check out Diane at My Pink Bathtub Knits. She put up one last year. She put up like her daily Advent calendar opening, and I'm still kicking myself for not getting it. But again, like I said last year, I was scrambling to make ends meet just for Christmas because of stuff. But yeah, check out Diane My Pink Bathtub Knits. Her entries in December cover all of them. Just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. We will be hosting a tent sale here at the farm. The date is yet to be determined, but we will keep you in the loop. We will also be hosting the same tent sale online for those of you who can't come visit our farm. We will continue to assemble the COVID memorial blanket. This is a heart project that I refuse to give up on. I have also set myself a challenge since I am bedridden currently. I am going to knit 1 million stitches in a year as a way of trying to save selling our livestock. And maybe this will be our Hail Mary, where we can start Aberdeen's from new with the proper employees in the appropriate place to avoid a situation like this from ever happening again. I know that's a pipe dream, and I will be okay, but I would hate myself if I didn't at least try something from my current position. I bootstrapped this once, and maybe we can all do it again. We will have all mystery bags and Tangled Poet orders out in the next 2 weeks. If not, they will be refunded. At this point, we feel that the only reasonable solution to all orders that are not Tangled Poets or mystery bags is to refund the orders. This is going to take some time. I can only spend about an hour a day in front of a screen. All Aberdeen's gift cards that are floating around will be valid for any Tangled Poets and mystery bag orders. It will take some time to get the computer stuff switched over, so currently Aberdeen's website will still be active until an official date is announced. If I have missed some housekeeping announcements, we will send out a follow-up email with the details I have forgotten. Most importantly, I want to thank every one of you I've had the pleasure of meeting, either in the old shop or virtually. You all have been a true gift to me, and I will never forget you. I know after all this good news and bad news, this may sound cringe, but I have set up a Ko-fi account, or coffee, however you want to pronounce it. It allows anyone to purchase me a cup of coffee. This will help cover some of my medical costs, dye shop, and house modifications that are required to continue safely. Hopefully also help save our livestock from having to be sold. This is my only Hail Mary. If you want to help support me, Heather, to either save our livestock or help save Aberdeen's if we reach our sponsorship goal, you can do so here, and she dropped the link. I will, as I said, I'll post it down below. With a shattered heart and only the comfort of my current knitting project, I want to send all the love, hugs, and peace to all of you. You have been my world for 13 plus years. Sincerely, Heather. Now, I'm going to interject and say, it broke my heart reading about how she was blaming herself. When she says, at the end of the day, this is entirely my fault. For that, I cannot apologize enough. Nobody in their lifetime anticipates going through a chronic illness of any kind. I certainly didn't expect breast cancer to show up and ruin the picture. for the better part of a year and a half. Um, I mean, yeah, I still feel a little like I wish I could have been in better health so I could have at least earned money somehow to help bring in and support my husband. Like that dude is a rock star. He worked his ass off the entire year and a half. Did what he could, pulled in overtime shifts, pulled in all favors and everything. We had a lot of friends that were very incredibly generous with time, money, groceries, you name it. I put up a GoFundMe, people donated. We didn't meet our goal, but you know what? Whatever came in was most appreciated and definitely helpful. Um, nobody thinks of, gee, one day I'm going to be so critically ill I won't be able to work or support myself or my family. So for that, I would really like to encourage Heather to please don't blame yourself. Also, I'm also getting the vibe that maybe something about delegating responsibility, not being able to do that, or not wanting to. I'm the second person to admit I can be a bit of a control freak. Not saying that Heather's a control freak, but I find it difficult to delegate responsibilities sometimes when I know how everything should be run and I know that I'm the best person to do it. Um, doesn't always work that way, and that's when stress builds up and things happen. But I would encourage Heather to please be gentle and kind to herself. Please don't blame yourself. Heather, if you're watching this, don't blame yourself. You didn't expect this to happen. You weren't going through life going, I wonder what this would be like someday. No, it's stuff that happens. Like, I didn't expect this to come in and rip my life to shreds for the better part of a year, and I'm still recouping the cost from it. I mean, physically, I'm almost better, like I'm getting better, but it takes a while. Um, but things happen the way they happen. Unfortunately, you didn't see this. There was no way you could have predicted this outcome. But just best thing to do is to make do with what you can while you can. Um, yeah, I sympathize heavily, but I can only imagine like how much anguish it is going through like having to sell off her livestock. Like a lot of like the Tangled Poet's yarn came from her sheep for heaven's sakes. And she, as she mentioned here, she dyed all that yarn herself. And some of those shades are just so gorgeous. Oh my gosh, absolutely amazing. Like giving up big chunks of your livelihood. I can't even, I can imagine to a degree after what happened last year. Um, but my God, it's a complete life changer. Um, so this is me sort of putting the word out to help Heather and Aberdeen's Wool Company try to stay afloat. Try to maybe help pitch in with a little bit of a Hail Mary. I'm going to be posting the link down below for the coffee link. If anybody has any change, anybody who's shopped with Aberdeen's Wool and has any change to spare, I'm sure they would love it. I mean, their customer service has always been absolutely 150,000% amazing. I've always gotten my packages in a timely manner. There's never been any issues except maybe me not being at home to receive them in time, but whatever. Um, they're one of the best, if not the best, independent yarn retailers in Canada, and their business ethic is always amazing. I believe it was always Heather who responded to queries personally. Um, any sort of issues with yarn or shades maybe not being the right color, um, maybe not the right quantity, whatever. You know what I mean. But they've always been absolutely attentive in that regards. Um, so this is my way of wanting to sort of spread the word, give a signal boost, and help this company possibly restore itself and get back to where they were before while Heather continues to heal from this ordeal. God, poor thing. Um, so if anybody's inclined, I would encourage everybody who's shopped with Aberdeen Wool, who's bought the mystery bags or the Tangled Poets yarn, or anything. Let's rally around these folks and try to help them out because this is an incredibly tough spot. I mean, the past few years have been pretty rough with the pandemic, etc. But this is a company that I adore. I'm slightly biased with my love bombing. So if anybody's inclined, please drop what you can to the link down below, and let's see if we can help them recoup some costs. So keep fingers crossed that Aberdeen's Wool will come back bigger and mightier than ever. But for now, let's see what we can do to help give back. That's all I'm interested in doing is that we can help give back some of the joy that they've given us over the years. Um, Even if this reaches an audience of one and one person donates, that'll make me happy. So I'm not asking too much, I hope. But yeah, that's it. That's it for now. As I said, I'll post all the information down below, and we'll see where we go from there. And hopefully, the next update from Aberdeen's Wool Company will be positive. Fingers crossed. Anyway, that's it for now. If you like what you saw in this video, please give it a thumbs up. I appreciate any and all positive feedback. If you haven't done so already, please go down here and click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell as well. It'll let you know when I post more videos. And feel free to drop a comment down below as well if you've shopped with Aberdeen's Wool or gotten any of their mystery bags or Tangled Poets yarn, what you thought of it, what you made out of it, what your experiences were like shopping with Aberdeen's. Maybe it'll encourage new customers or something, so that, like I said, in the future, hopefully we can help together build it something bigger and better. But that's it for now. I'm going to close this up because it looks like we're going to start raining soon, which I'm happy with. But anyway, thank you so much. Take care, stay safe, and hopefully we'll talk soon. All right, bye.